Now, a Queensland mum has taken on the big guys and won after her 13-year-old daughter was the victim of a ruthless cyberbullying attack. Her target, so-called honesty apps.
It's pitched as a kind of self-help tool.
Saraha helps you in discovering your strengths and areas for improvement by receiving honest feedback.
Honesty apps like Saraha promise insight into what others really think about you, and users lap it up.
I think young people are looking for validation, they're looking for positive feedback.
After launching last year, Saraha quickly racked up over 300 million users, topping Apple's App Store charts in more than 30 countries. But as its popularity grew, it became a tool for hurting rather than helping.
A lot of these apps and websites that are set up to have anonymous ratings, it's a very dangerous, kind of toxic environment because there's no consequences. And we've seen again and again that anonymity online pretty much equates to zero empathy.
Saraha isn't the only anonymous messaging app that's been associated with cyberbullying. In 2013, Ask FM was linked to several teen suicides, and last year, Say It Me was blamed for the death of a 15-year-old British boy. Both apps are still available today.
Can be quite a dramatic impact on young people, especially vulnerable young people who are already vulnerable offline. And when they go into these online toxic environments, that can really augment that effect.
Queensland mum Katrina Collins decided to fight back against the apps after Saraha was used to tell her 13-year-old daughter to kill herself.
I was absolutely shocked that it could happen to my family. My daughter coped very well with the situation. We were able to get on top of it quite quickly.
Katrina started an online petition to ban honesty apps, drumming up nearly 500,000 signatures. A few weeks later, Saraha disappeared from the Apple and Google stores.
No one wants to read anything bad about their children. We think we're doing a good job protecting them, but I think with technology and social media at the moment, it's a really tough job.
Katrina Collins and her daughter's school principal, Christine Hill, join us now. Katrina, I'll start with you. First off, how is your daughter doing?
She's doing really well. She's been well the whole time. There was a little while where we were worried about her for the first few days, but I guess we learnt how resilient she was. So she's doing really well, and you know, the reason why we've progressed doing what we're doing is to prevent this from happening to someone else. So she's completely on board with that.
Well, it's great to hear that she's doing well. And what about for you as a mum? What was it like the first time you read that message?
It was tough. It was something that I never thought I would have to read or that my daughter would have to read. So I guess realising that it's out there. I just read the Dolly Everett article in a local newspaper, and literally 3 hours after I'd read that article, I was sent the screenshot. So it was really eye-opening to me that it was so in our faces, and that even though another child had succumbed to this, it was still going on.
Christine, as a school principal, where do you begin when you're trying to tackle anonymous bullying?
Oh, it's a very difficult question. We believe it's a partnership between parents and the school. Katrina was able to reach out. This was very early in the school holidays in the January period, and as a parent, I'm sure she felt somewhat alone. Who did she turn to? And the school was available for her. It's about having a conversation so that people are aware.
Katrina, you must be happy that this app has gone from Apple and Google, but it's still available online and there are plenty of others like it. What's your advice for other parents dealing with this?
I think just knowing that these apps are out there and talking to your children, and just, I guess, keeping up to date with what's there and having access to their devices so that you know what they're being exposed to and what they're up to as well.
I'm just interested though, this is for either of you, I mean, if you could get rid of all of these so-called honesty apps, do you think that would reduce the problem, or do you think the cyberbullying would migrate to Instagram or whatever? Like, is it about the app?
It probably does migrate. I mean, it does migrate to Instagram and Snapchat, there's no doubt about that. But I think with an anonymous app, I think a lot of what's put out there for our kids to read, and adults as well, is a little bit more hateful and hurtful. You say things anonymously that you wouldn't necessarily say had the person known that it was coming from you.
Well, Katrina, Christine, it's really great to get your insights on this. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you. Thank you for taking time.